Hello everyone, and welcome to this unboxing video for Arkham Horror the board game, 3rd edition! So, this is, well, the 3rd edition of basically the main game behind the Arkham files, or at least the originating one, Arkham Horror. This one is significantly different from the 2nd edition, otherwise I wouldn't have gotten it. I would just get Eldritch Horror, which is basically Arkham Horror 2nd edition, but improved. Not just better, improved. Regardless, before we get to the actual box itself, I just want to point out, I've got a deluxe rulebook, because I pre-ordered the game. Yay, I had no clue I was getting this, but I'm very happy. It's got a forward in it from the creators of the 1st edition game, which is really old. And then it is both the how to play and rules reference in one nice hardcover book that is all nice and shiny, where you can sort of see the glyphs on it when the light hits it, at least from my camera. You can see it normally in person, but film, yay. Regardless, I'm not going to bother digging through this. I'm just pointing at it here because it's other than a couple things, and I think it's the same on the inside. If I'm wrong, which I will know after opening this up, regardless, let's get to this inside of this. So, I was expecting this to cost a lot more. It was about $30 under what I expected, which is awesome. Arkham Horror is the game in which you still play investigators, just like all the other Arkham file games, except it's explore Arkham City itself, or like the surrounding area. It is the city game instead of Eldritch Horror, which is the world game. So we've got the Learn to Play book, which, yes, looks exactly the same from when I looked at the book earlier. But it shows, like, the whole setup. So, the board is different. It is a module board instead of a fold-out board that you can add some expansions on to the sides, making basically a bigger board. It is a mainly dice-driven game, and kind of worker placement, like, your positioning matters. And then, rules reference book, because a lot of FFG's big games have both a Learn to Play and a rules reference. And yes, this is exactly the same as well, except now I'm noticing that there were some extra pages in the deluxe version, and I'll try to get back to those. They looked more like explanation and setting stuff, which could be later in this box. Then we have 6 punch-out boards of different things. So before I get to that, here's the rest of the interior of the box. Cards and dice, pretty much. So let's get to this. This has the standees for the characters and primarily the board, which looks like, I'm guessing, 6 pieces because, to my knowledge, they're all this size. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters in the core game, which is a lot compared to some other games. And I believe this one here is new. I don't know her name, but she is the mechanic. So, they do still introduce new characters. They've done a lot through the card game lately, but there's new ones here and there. All the others I recognize, one of which I believe was introduced in the card game. So, we've got the 12 standee tokens, what I'm assuming are clue tokens and doom tokens on the other side, which is the same thing that they did in the card game. I don't know what these are. They're yellow question marks that then also have cube-like icons on the back, and then a piece of the actual city, which is double-sided. And connector in there as well. And then we have some damage and health tokens. Also, I have no idea what these are. They are the same on both sides. Sorry. Damage and sanity tokens, or horror, really. Some connector still, and another big piece. I'm assuming there's 5 or 6 of those in here. I'm hoping 6, because it uses 5 to my knowledge. Then, honestly, more of this previous one, but this is different. I don't know if these matter as anything different. They do have some icons on them, like street and bridge. So, might be for spawning stuff. And then we have money tokens. So, money is actually a thing. Some stat modifications, which has been pretty similar. Tentacle tokens that I don't know what they're for. And then some arcane glyphs, one of which has a flashlight, which are just bright on the other side. And that looks like it's for that board. More of the same kind of stuff, except ones without any runes on them. Some literal Cthulhu icons, not Elder Gods, one with a newspaper, and they're all the same on each side. And then, so there are only 5 major parts, because I forgot, this comes with a card deck holder that you build out of cardboard, and then it's got some more of tokens that I've already shown. Next, we've got a bag with some 6-sided dice and the standees themselves. There are only enough standees to play 6 players, so there are not enough for every character, so you'll need to take them on and put them off, which means they'll wear them down. And it's standard rounded corners, 6-sided white pipped on black dice. Then we have cards. So first we've got a bag of small cards, which has the tendency to be gear and abilities, but we'll see. Different things for different games. So we've got the Blessed Condition, Dark Pack, which probably do different things on the back, and I'm not even going to look except at Blessed, because I didn't know if they did like Elder Torah does, where Blessed is something different on each side, or if it was like they did in other games, Blessed, Cursed. To my knowledge, they'll all be the same. Then we've got some monster cards. Monsters are cards, apparently. With a side with more stats and a statless side on the other side, but it's the same monster on both. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Those are all monsters. Thank you. I love enemy variety. Then we've got some spells and items. These are the character-specific ones, which is why they're mixed together. Looks like it's 3 specifics, and then they use different images. Or 3 specific cards. Some of them look very familiar. FFG has the tendency to recycle images a lot from various different games. Pretty much if the character hasn't existed already. Ooh, hello, more. So, these are all character-specific cards. So I'm guessing starting gear or things you can unlock. Then we have, I'm guessing there's a shop, because these are all money-required items. Things like a revolver, a derringer, dynamite, elder sign, fine clothes, first aid kit, a knife, leather coat, using the same image for leather coat from the card game, and then a few other things. I love the detail they put, the amount of stuff they put into these. Then we've got, oh, and they all have this back with a key and a gun. Then we've got the various allies from across the game. They've all got this back, which looks like a leg and a hat, but I realize it's the shadow from the turned up coat. But Alice Luxley, Arthur Johnson, Daphne Bell. Some of these are very familiar to me. Others I'm just like, who? And then almost all of the pictures are familiar. I've seen a lot of them used in the card game. And then across some of the other games. Then we've got what I'm guessing is an item deck. Like a random discovery item deck. Because you got things like Stray Cat and Black Cat, which uses the Stray Cat image from the card game. Which is why I was like, wait, there's 2 different cats in here, and one of them's called Stray Cat. Yeah, it looks like these are all item cards from a discovery deck, is my guess. And then lastly, we have some spells that look like they can be bought, but have a different icon on the front. It's still money, but it's purple instead of green, so I'm guessing you have to buy them from special shops. Alright. So, then we got 2 bags of normal size cards. Let's start with this one. These look very familiar to the Fallout board game's quest cards. I wonder if they're going to do that kind of thing in this. I don't know how I feel about that too much. Makes for a nice story event kind of stuff. Yeah, I really don't know if that's how they work, but they are definitely either that or they're just... Oh yeah, these are sorted by different locations. So they're probably because they all have a magnifying glass on them. Or at least these do. They're probably things you do to find clues, but they all have the different areas on them. Then we have other ones that look to be a little bit more split. So they're color-coded on the front, matching similar colors to what's on the back, which I'm assuming is more location relevant. Like, that's downtown. We've got orange for East Town, green, or a bright green for Merchant District, so on and so forth. So that was one bag. Looks like a lot of stuff that I'm not going over in detail on an unboxing video because it's very spoilerish. But if people want to see a detailed overview for this, I am more than willing to. Then we have the other stack of cards, which seems to be about as many cards. These look like all bad cards, honestly. Either that or they are portals and tears. But they like, one is called Fractured Reality. Oh, they're all called Fractured Reality, Nightmare Breach, and Temporal Fissure. So they are all Otherworld cards. Then these are, I'm guessing, newspaper kids, like tabloid kind of stuff, because they've got a newspaper on the back. They all have a headline section in the bottom. And above that, some more stuff, with the mechanical stuff being mainly in the headline section. And it's really interesting that that's exactly what that is. Then we've got 6-player summary cards with player actions, and then the phase order. Whoa. These are more likely quest cards because they are numbered 1 through 40, with the 40th one being Cthulhu. And these are, I'm guessing, more story events. Some of them being like what location are you in? You do a different thing. Some of them being singles, and then at least 3 of them being monsters, one of which, like I said, is Cthulhu. Yay! Looks like the only Elder God in this. I'm okay with that. Not like, oh, hey, oh god, it's only one Elder God. I get a little bothered by the idea of, oh, you're facing the Elder Gods. What? What? Shouldn't we be facing their minions? But at the same point in time, I don't mind doing that. I'd just rather have that be expansions or not the main focus all the time. Regardless. And then we've got some more city clue cards right here. Or what I'm guessing are clue cards. Then we have really big cards. These look to be the same size as the character cards from Imperial Assault, which I believe are also the same size as the cards in Eldritch Horror. But this is where I can get, like, here are the characters. So, and then here are the scenarios. So let's go with the characters first. We've got Agnes Baker, the waitress. These seem to be using familiar artwork. Calvin Wright, the Haunted, who I believe was introduced in the card game during the most recent expansion that's been released. The new character, I believe, Danielle Reyes, the mechanic. Yes, mechanic. Dexter Drake, the magician, my old roommate's favorite character, at least in Mansions. Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. Silly, mechanically broken, awesome character in Arkham Horror, the card game. Marie Lambeau, the entertainer. Yes, the entertainer. Michael McGee, the mobster. Oops. Min Tai Pei, the secretary. I love that her artwork always has her with the King in Yellow, which is actually her signature weakness in the card game. I'm comparing a lot of things to the card game, but I've been playing that a lot lately. Norman Withers, the astronomer. I actually didn't know this guy existed until my last playthrough of Eldritch Horror. Rex Murphy, the reporter. Tommy Mulligan, the rookie cop. And a very common one, Wendy Adams, the urgent. Especially because she actually walks around, I think, with an elder sign. Then we have the scenario cards. 4 of them. So, only so much replayability unless this stuff ends up being more spread out-ish. But again, it's just a core game, and expansions FFG does a lot, especially in their Arkham File games. We have The Approach of Azathoth, Feast of Umrdoth, Veil of Twilight, and Echoes of the Deep. All of which related to a Elder God, none of them being Hoster, which is the only one other than Cthulhu I can recognize, but the first one being, of course, Azathoth, and the second one being Ulmadoth. The third one I'm not so sure on. I know it's an Elder God, but I can't remember which one that is. And then the fourth one being Cthulhu. That looks like everything. I'm checking underneath the insert. Yep, that's everything in the box. But before I end this video, I'm going to go over some of the other stuff that was in here that wasn't in these. So, after the rules reference, I noticed that there were some extra pages in the back. I don't know if this will be available later, but if it is, it is. So, we've got some artwork in here. And then it looks like we've got various different write-ups of the different locations in the game. Be it sorted by general area, or like Merchant District here, or the actual buildings and stuff. Like there's the Miskatonic University, North Side, train station, Rivertown, South Side, just keeps going. Oh, and then we get to what it looks like in some various order. Oh, no. And then there's just a story for Calvin Wright, The Haunting. Which goes for a few pages. And then one for Danielle L. Reyes, The Mechanic. Cool. Always nice to have some write-ups, story, stuff like that. And that appears to be it. So that's all that's extra in here, minus the write-up that I mentioned in the beginning earlier. Otherwise, it is just the 2 rule books. I was extremely ecstatic to get this. I reacted with the shiny for like 5 minutes, which is still a lot when I was in a public store. Which, honestly, I really don't care. I knew most of the people there. Alright, everyone. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to press the like button. If you think somebody else will enjoy this, please share this video. Either way, you'll help this video get seen more. If you didn't like this video, go ahead and press the dislike button, but please leave a constructive comment as to why. Also, if you want to, feel free to comment in general, such as if you want to see a detailed overview of this, which I might do anyway, but it won't be for a while. Or if you want to hear more of my thoughts on various other Arkham File games, or this game, once I get to playing it more. And if you want to see more like this, be it more unboxing videos, detailed overview videos, or my painting videos, all 3 of which I try to do in Arkham File games, the last one being with Mansions of Madness, or anything else that I do on this channel, feel free to subscribe. Regardless, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.